we're gonna start with the classic giant mountain climber. So we're gonna hold it for about 60 seconds. So you're just gonna get that foot up to the hand. You can put that back knee down if you like, but you're just gonna hold, pushing the hips towards the floor. That's what we're going for. Kind of sink into it as much as you can. You get to a point where you kind of feel a little bit of a release, about 30 seconds, and you might sink a little bit lower. I do not think I'm going to do much sinking today. Whew. If you can, try and get down onto your forearms. That's the challenge. So nice and low onto the forearms. Like I say, we're going to do 60 seconds each side. We're going to do it twice. I might throw in a little bit of a twist in there. I might do it a third time and throw in a bit of a twist, I think. So we've got another 20 seconds on this side. Just hold. And again, try and sink a little bit lower each time. Don't push it so it's too uncomfortable. You will be slightly tight, I imagine, but it's just trying to get nice and low into that stretch. Good, guys. We're swapping it over in 3, 2, 1, and swap sides. Swap sides, same again. Back knee down if you find it a little bit more comfortable, and try and sink down into it. That's where you're going to feel the stretch along the hamstring and the hips. But whichever's more comfortable. If you like knee up, try and get those forearms down. We'll give it a little walk out after, before we go into the second set. So the first set, just easing into it. Second set, we're hoping to get a little bit lower. That's the challenge. Well, I'm at least going to try and get my forearms onto the floor. 15 seconds left on this side. It's roughly 60 seconds. I do have a timer. And good, guys. Give it a little stretch out, shake it off, and you're going to go back into the original side. So that foot forwards again, back knee up if you like, and try and sink a little bit lower into it. If your right leg's forward, you might be able to get your left forearm down. Challenge is to get your right one down. I'm definitely sinking lower into it. But definitely push it a little bit more this time. 60 seconds each side again. We will do a third set. We'll definitely do a third set, but we'll just keep it maybe 20 seconds and just add in some twist. Just helps open up the lower back. Good, try and get a little bit lower. Keep pushing. Say, if you need, drop the back knee, sink into it. I remember how good I felt after this session last time. That's what I'm looking forward to. Good, 3, 2, 1, and swap sides, swap sides. Oh, God. Oh, it's that feeling like they've never been stretched before. And as low as you can. Keeping that knee into the body, just on the outside of the arm. And you might push it a little bit, so you can push it, try and get a little bit lower for a couple seconds, ease off, and then try and sink into it again. You might find that you get slightly lower. It definitely helps sometimes to kind of push into the stretch, ease off, see if you can get any lower. We're going to do about another 10 seconds, shake it off. We're going to do it one more time, but with a little twist, kind of 20 seconds or so each side. And good, guys, little shake off. Move the hips and the legs out a bit. One more time, if you can, knee off the floor, and you're just going to twist, and then back down, and then you're going to switch sides, and twist, and back down, and switch sides. Keep trying to push again, try to get nice and low in that stretch. Good. And switch. Just keep switching it over at your own pace. Getting that twist in there. Couple more seconds. And rest there. We're going to mix it up. This time you're going to keep the legs slightly wider. You're going to lean forward almost into a plank. And you're going to push those legs out and push them into the floor. The more you kind of lean forward, you're going to stretch the abductors just on the inside of the leg. We're going to go in 3 seconds, 2, 1, and away you go. So it's kind of opening the legs apart and pushing the hips into the floor. And again, push it in, push the hips down. We're going to do about 20, 30 seconds into a child's pose and then back into it again. Just keep pushing them into the floor. There we go. And you might be able to slide your legs slightly further apart. And good, guys. Back into a little child's pose. So we'll just kind of loosen them off a little bit. And we're going to go back into that again. Legs apart. One more time, not too long on this one. Pushing the hips to the floor. If you push back slightly as well, through the hands, you'll feel that just on the inside of the legs. Particularly uncomfortable. We're going to do another 20 seconds. It's like a child's pose with wide legs. Just keep opening the legs. Push through the hands now. A lot of it's all centered around the hips in this stretch. And rest there. Whew. Rest there. Hip flexors. Hip flexors we're going to move on. So this one, you can put your foot against the wall, put a cushion under your knee if you need, or if you've got a sofa, that works fine. Other foot comes forwards, and you're going to sit yourself up, and you're going to squeeze the bum. If it's particularly tight, you might find that you're leaning a little bit further forwards. That's okay. But if you can, as we go on, you'll be able to push the stretch a little bit further forward, squeezing the glutes, pushing the hips forwards, and let's go into it, straight into it. So like I say, push the hips forwards, you'll feel that down the front of the leg, stretching out the hip flexors. We're going to do 30 seconds each side 3 times. There we go. Like I say, keep pushing the hips forwards. If you need, take a little breather and sit forwards. If you can, push the hips forwards. Swap sides, guys, swap sides. Don't spend too long. This is a good one if you do a lot of running. Sitting, if you spend your time sitting at a desk a lot as well, this is a really important stretch. Good for posture. Again, knee right up against that wall, cushion underneath or towel, whatever you prefer, and pushing the hips forwards. We're going to do 5 more seconds, then back to the original leg. Nice, and swap it back to the first leg. Same again. This one eases off quite quick though. You might find that your form and your posture is better after round 1. You'll be able to sit up a bit more into it. 10 more seconds on this side. We're doing roughly 30 seconds each side. Really push it. And swap. Again, if it's uncomfortable, if it feels too tight, just ease off slightly. We're not trying to snap our muscles. Just loosen them off a tad. Good, guys. We're going to do 1 more each side after this one. We're just going to throw in a little bit of an arm stretch as well with it. Good, 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1, back to the original. This time, if your left knee's against that wall, take that left arm and stretch up and to the side a little bit. So you're putting a little bend in it. So my left knee's against the wall, so my left arm's up and stretching across. You should feel a little tighter stretch. Good, 5 more seconds. 3, 2, 1, and swap. Last time, last side. Hips forward, squeeze the glutes. And then one arm up, twist into it. I'll let you shake it off a little bit after this, and we'll do a pigeon stretch, one we're all familiar with. I'm already sweating. Push the hips forwards. 3, 2, 1. Whew, little shake off, guys. Shake off the legs a little bit. Grab a quick drink if you need. Pigeon stretch next. So one we're going to do twice, 60 seconds each side. That's what we're going to go for. We're all familiar with a pigeon stretch. Bring that foot, knee round, and you're just going to, wherever's comfortable. If it's uncomfortable on your knee, you can point it back further. Some of you guys are a bit more flexible and the knee comes further around. You're going to flatten yourself out, and you want as much distance between your toe and your fingertips as possible. So really stretch it out straight into it and reach. We'll change it slightly as we go through. We'll sit up for some of it, again, just to push the hips towards the floor. Maybe for the last couple of seconds before we swap sides. So big stretch out. The aim is to try and flatten yourself out as much as possible, sinking into the hips, coming low. And really helps the more you can stretch between the toe and the fingertips, the lower into that you feel. Good, and for the last 10, 15 seconds or so, guys, just sit up a little bit more and push the hips into the floor before we swap sides in 5 seconds. Just sit up, pushing yourself up. 3, 2, 1, and swap sides. Good, again, foot comes round, back toe out as far as you can, and then reach out as far in front. This side feels a little bit more uncomfortable than the other. Stretching yourself out, big reach forwards. Hips flattening out. If it's comfier, I've got my arms in. If I reach out too far, it's a little too uncomfortable. Good, guys, we're going to do another 5 seconds like this, and then we're just going to sit up again. And good, little sit up. Pushing into it. And then we're going to do each side one more time. And swap sides. Back to the original leg. And big stretch out. There we go. Big stretch between the toes and the fingertips. We feel this on the hamstrings, the glutes. That's what we're going for. Good, another 15 seconds like this, and then a 10-second sit up. And good, up you come, push the hips into the floor. Should feel that a bit more on the back leg. And swap sides. That's it, last time here. We'll do a little bit on the hamstrings in the next one. I've just got a long list of stretches on my whiteboard that I'm slowly working through. Like I say, this is predominantly the kind of lower body, hips, legs, calves, quads, hamstrings. The other one is quite a nice one, which I don't have too much of, is any sort of shoulder stretch. And good, guys, sit up. Last time. Good, and rest there. Like I say, loosening off slowly. This time you're going to put your one foot or right foot out in front, and you're just going to sink back into it. So your right foot's out in front, and you're going to sit back, kind of lean into it. just to stretch the back of the straight leg, your hamstrings. So you go pull those toes back slightly and try and reach out. We're going to do 20 seconds each side. Swap a couple times. You're kind of leaning over that front leg. Again, it's quite a tight stretch. If it is uncomfortable, just loosen off a little bit. If you are comfortable, kind of lean forwards into it. You should feel that just up your hamstring along here. And swap sides. Same idea. I'll stretch your back and lean forwards over that leg. We'll do it 3 times, but maybe 20 seconds or so each one. And swap. Back to the first leg. Same idea. Sit back. And pull back. Toes pointing up. Leaning over that front leg. And swap. Just quick, we've got plenty to get through. We're going to do 1 more each side. And swap. Back where we started. And we're going to go into some down dog. Get the calves and hamstrings stretched off a little bit more. Swap last time. And good, guys, shake it off. So we're going to go into our downward dog. So you go push up through the palms of the hands. You're going to try and get the heels flat on the floor to begin with. If you need, give it a little pedal. Really push through the palms of the hands, trying to get the heels down. And we're going to hold that position for about 30 seconds. When you're ready, straight into it. Heels flat on the floor. If you need, little pedal. We're only going to do it twice, but 30 seconds each time. Good work. The heels onto the floor, pushing through the palms of the hand. Try to get the heels flat. You'll feel that on the calves, hamstrings again. 15 more seconds. And back down onto the knees. We're going to do it again, but this time we're going to try and get the right hand, grab the left ankle. Hold for a couple of seconds, forwards, left hand, right ankle. That's what we've got next. So up and try and reach right hand to the right ankle. Again, trying to get the heels flat and then switch sides. Just have to hold for a couple of seconds and then back. Again, if you need to walk it out, walk it out. Dual stretch. All our bodies will feel slightly different. Some will feel better for others. So the aim is still try and get that heel flat on the floor. We're going to do it for another 15 seconds. One more each side. And a little rest. We're going to do 1 more 20-second downward dog. Hopefully we'll be a little bit more limber so we can sit back into it a bit more when we're ready. And away we go. Let's say again, trying to get the heels flat on the floor. We're just going to do a 20-second hold. Really push through the hands. Pushing the heels to the ground. 5 more seconds. And rest. Whew. So a quick drink if you need. Legs are feeling good. Little shake off. We've got a couple more to get through. We'll do about 25 minutes and we'll see how we feel. And we'll finish with our 60-second plank. This one's a bit of a fun one. So what you're way to do, you roll onto your back and then reach forwards, stretch as far as you can. We're only going to do it once. We're going to do it for 60 seconds. And away you go. So this little roll back, out, and then reach forwards. Up, out. So your legs are apart and you just stretch forwards. Comfortable. Don't need to roll back too far. Wherever's comfortable. And then reach it forwards and tap. Nice and gentle. You're not forcing yourself onto your neck. Just get a bit more mobility in the spine. We do a little bit of lower back work. Mobility. Open things up a little bit more. 20 more seconds. This one feels ridiculous, but it's quite nice at the same time. 10 seconds. We go next. And rest there, guys. So we're going to move into a low squat. So we'll do a couple squats. We're going to do 5 squats, and then we're just going to hold the nice low squat. So you're going to do 5 squats. Try to get nice and low. 2, 3, 4, and then this 5th one, you're going to sit in, and you're going to use the elbows to push the legs out. Head and chest up, staying nice and upright, and you're going to hold. This is going to be really uncomfortable on the inside of the legs. Slightly difficult to balance. It depends on ankle flexibility as well. We're going to hold for another 10 seconds, and we're going to do the same. Another 5 squats, and sink low into it. Good. 3, 2, 1. Up. You guys get a little shake off. 5 squats. We got one more stretch after this. One more stretch. So 5 squats, nice and low. Don't need to be quick. 2, 3, 4, and I'm hesitating on this as well because I know 5. There we go. Sitting back, pushing knees. If you need to hold on to something, you can, but you want to try and be able to just hold this position using the elbows to push the knees out. And we're going to hold for another 20 seconds. Breathe into it. Struggling with my balance. Here we go. 8 seconds left. 3, 2, 1. Whew, there we go. We're going to make it a little harder, see how we get on. A little shake off. 5 squats. 5 squats again. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. We're going to sink into it. This time you're going to get the left hand, grab the right ankle, and twist up as much as you can. Hold for a couple of seconds, and then switch. Try to sit back. My mobility is not great for this one. Something I need to work on. Couple of seconds, and swap. Try to get more of a twist in each time. Couple of seconds. And rest there. Whew. One more stretch. Last one. This is good on the ankles. This is one quads, hip flexors again. This is one I learned from Pam in our Friday yoga. You guys are just going to kneel down, kneel onto the heels, and you're just going to sit back and push. She gets to a point where she can rock. That is not comfortable for me. So you're going to sit back and see how far you can push it. You might be able to get slightly lower onto your forearms. See what feels good for you. We'll go for 30 seconds. Away we go. If you need to walk it out, stretch it out, you can. But we're going to do a 30-second hold, a little stretch off, and then we're going to do it one more time. Plan is to hopefully get slightly lower in that hold. I can get one forearm down. I'm not brave enough to do my second one. 10 seconds left. If you want, you can try and bring the knees up. That is not comfortable for me though. And little rest, guys. Shake the feet out, the ankles. It's a tough one. We're going to do it one more time, going in 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1, and back into it. I'm not going to go as low this time. This is absolutely fine. You might just be comfortable sitting up on your knees. That's absolutely fine. If you can, push a little further backwards. We're going to do 15 seconds more, guys, and then we're going to stretch off. Stretch off. We're not going to stretch off. We're going to do a 60-second plank, and then you're done. Last 5 seconds. Little push if you can. 3, 2, 1. Whew, there we go.